Hi guys, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be going over how I cancel out the redness in my face. Nobody likes redness in their face, whether it's just general redness, acne, acne scarring. I have lots of acne and acne scarring and I want it gone. I don't want it to be seen. And so I do color correcting. Color correcting is my best friend. I love it so much and I want to show you guys such an easy way to do it. It's really not scary. I'm not drawing lines all over my face. It's so simple and I just want to show you what I'm doing. By the way, I didn't put it on in my video, but I'm wearing this amazing lipstick. It's my favorite lipstick ever right now. It's number 100 in LimeLight's lipsticks. It's amazing. So watch this video if you wanted to learn a little bit more about color correcting the redness in your skin, and you'll be blown away and you will love it. So enjoy. Okay, so first I'm going to spray my face with a primer. I love the spray primers because you don't have to worry about touching your face. And if you have acne prone skin, you probably don't want to touch your face as much as you possibly can with your fingers. So you just spray it on, you let it dry. Now, I will go in with, this is my concealer palette that I have. As you can see, this one is a little more green, and that is what I'm going to use because I have a lot of redness in my face and red spots that I want to counteract. And if you look on a color wheel, you can tell that opposite of red is green. And so that means when you put green over the red, it's going to cancel out that redness. And so what I'm going to do with this little concealer brush that I have is I'm just going to gently tap on the really angry, stubborn red spots on my face. And I'm not going to worry about it being a perfect match because I'm going to go over it with the foundation. This is just a color correcting technique, and this is what makes the makeup look a lot more flawless when you have a red acne spots or hyperpigmentation in your skin. So again, I'm just going to tap it, and I'm really not using very much. A lot of my redness is hyperpigmentation, but I do have some acne. So you can kind of see how I'm just lightly dabbing, and I'm just kind of dabbing it on, and I'm just doing a very light touch just to cover over this stuff. The thing with this concealer is that it's so pigmented and you don't need a ton of it. So I'm just gonna gently dab it around, and this warms up more to the warmth of your skin. It'll warm up and be a little more pliable. So sometimes, you know, I might want to just kind of lay it on my skin, and then I go back and I kind of blend it a little bit more. Now this takes a little more time than just slapping makeup on your face, but if you have a lot of acne and redness, sometimes it's worth taking that extra care and extra step into getting rid of some redness. So you can already see like a difference. Now I have some darkness under my eyes. It's not a problem I have typically very often, but you know, you can go in and I will usually just concentrate that covering up that darkness right here. And then I do it right here because this is where we get a lot of shadows and it makes our eyes look a lot droopier too. So it just kind of lifts that up, and then I will blend it all in. But I do with the concentration of my under eye concealing right here and then at the very end. And this is that same green color. Depending on the color of your under eye circles, you might want a different color concealer, but right now I'm not really going into the, now I'm just gonna kind of blend it like this. Match those two together, blend them out together a little bit, but I don't have any extra product. But I'll go under eye circles and how to deal with that another time. Right now I'm really just want to focus on the color correction of my acne and scarring and hyperpigmentation. But okay, so I think I have under most of the redness under control. And I wish you could see in person like how it really doesn't look like I have a lot. And I'm not going to go cover every single little redness. This is really just for the super angry upset spots that just don't want to be covered up. That's when the green concealer really comes in handy. And you can tell that it has a much yellow-green kind of tint to it compared to my other concealers. So I think that should be good. I like this brush because it's pretty thick and it's dense and it's kind of short. I feel like I can kind of stipple that on really well with like this type of brush as opposed to a thinner, floppier foundation brush, but that's just, you know, personal preference. Okay, so I feel like it already has calmed down the redness a lot in my face, and I'm just gonna go over with the foundation now. Sometimes I kind of do this, just kind of stipple it and blend it a little bit more, but there's hardly any product to be blending. So I'm gonna go in with a foundation. Now this is my foundation palette for, it's not my personal use one, so I'm actually gonna scrape some foundation out and then put it on my hand and apply it that way on the back of from the back of my hand. Normally you could just use your brush or your blending bud and you just kind of mix it up and then apply it, but I don't want to contaminate foundation that I use for other people. So I'm just going to grab some out and apply it on my hand and warm it up a bit. This is a, that was probably way too much. Even I have trouble, remember, this gets really easy to work with as it warms up to your skin, and I definitely put way too much on my hand here. So I'm just gonna go and dip directly from that, and I'm just gonna kind of touch up, and I can get in a little bit closer so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kind of stippling, and then I'm gonna kind of blend. And I'm gonna kind of start with where I was and then blend out to the areas that I don't need as much coverage. And just kind of focus the coverage where I really need it, and then just kind of blend it all out. Now I know a lot of people that I talk to, they say don't do concealer first, always do concealer last, and I typically agree, but if you're doing more of a color correcting, you want to do that first because you don't want these green spots or whatever your color corrector is to be like all over your face and noticeable. You want the color correcting to be down first, and then you go over with your foundation. And then, you know, if you still have some spots, which, in fact, I don't know if I even got that one. If you still have some spots, you can go over with more of a skin tone concealer afterwards. So I still have a lot on my hand. I put way too much on. You would think I would know better by now, but when I'm scraping it out of the palettes, like I did here, I scraped some out. This is Shinto 1, by the way. When I'm scraping it out, it is so easy for me to get too much. This stuff is 50% pigmented, whereas you know, what you would normally get like at like Sephora would be more in the like 15 to 20% pigmentation area. So, you know, when you're used to using that other stuff, you tend, and you switch over to this, it's so easy to get more, and I'm still sometimes not quite used to how little product I need. Okay, so that's the coverage. Now, I'm gonna kind of blend that in a little bit. And then I'm just gonna go over with just a little bit more of concealer, only in a matching shade, which would be this one, which is concealer number 2. Yes, 2. And I was using concealer number 1 for the color correcting. So 2, just to kind of get those little extra areas. If you want a really perfected clear of any imperfections kind of look. Sometimes, you know, I don't care if a couple of marks are showing through, but if you want a really full coverage, this is the way to go. Unfortunately, we can't cover up pigment, or we can't cover up texture, but such is life, right? So I'm doing this stippling just to kind of blend it in a little bit more without smearing it all around. It just kind of helps it all mend together. And it's an extra step, yes, but it's an extra step that I feel is worth it. If you have acne prone skin and a lot of hyperpigmentation, sometimes those extra steps are worth it, to me at least. So now this is my palette of powders. This is our translucent powder. It's a setting powder. I love this because it doesn't give any color. It also doesn't give any texture to your skin. It just sets your makeup, and you can actually reapply it as much as you want to. I don't find that I need to keep reapplying it, but it's not going to give you this cakey look on your face, and it's not going to change colors on your face. It's just this really fine powder that is colorless, that just helps to set it and soak up any extra oil. So I'm just going to go and dab that all throughout my face, on my nose. I might go down a little bit. And then, even though I'm not talking about blush and all that, I'm just going to go add a little bit of color to my cheeks because, you know, I can't do this, finish this look without some color. So I'm using blush number 3. It's this one with the really pink, warm pink with golden undertones. As you can see, it reflects in the sun. It's really a very pretty pink. And you don't need much of this. It's very pigmented. And sometimes if I put a little too much in, I just kind of dab it with the same brush, just to kind of calm it down a little bit. Sorry, I'm looking at myself in the camera instead of you guys. All right, well, that's really all you have to do. If you want to add a little bit more, you know, maybe I'll add a little bit of this glowing to give myself a little more glow to my skin, or a little bronzer. You know, whatever, just throw it all over my face. So here is my finished look. So much better. I think I forgot to touch up that little area, so let me do that. And that is another thing I love about this makeup, and even the translucent powder. You can layer it, and then you're not gonna have to worry about it getting cakey. So I touched this up here. Maybe I should use the green. I already put the powder on, and now I'm touching it up again with the concealer, and then I'm gonna put the powder on again to set it again. And it doesn't mess it up. It doesn't make it look cakey. You can layer it and layer foundation or concealer over top of the powder. It's just so fine, and it's not gonna mess that up. If you wanna go and set your makeup and make it last even longer and be pretty much indestructible, you can touch your face and all that, and it's not gonna, it's like a shield over your face. Then I would definitely recommend the 10 Years Younger finishing spray. And I'm pretty much out, but I have some coming this week. So you wanna do an X, and if I can get any out. Okay, well, I barely got anything out there. I'm really almost out. And then let that dry. And that's it. I love this makeup. I love this makeup. I do the concealer, the green concealer, all the time before my foundation if I want a really flawless look. It's like I said, a couple extra steps, but it's well worth it if you have an event or something and you want to look completely flawless and you have a lot of redness and acne in your skin. So I'm gonna link down all the products I used. If you're interested, let me know and I can help you and navigate what you might want for your skin. These concealers are amazing, and this green, I don't think that I don't know, it's a life changer. I'll say that's a little dramatic, I know. But if you suffer with acne and you suffer with redness in your skin, you know how that makes you feel. And if that is you, talk to me. We will get you this concealer number 1 and you'll be blown away, I'm telling you. All right guys, have a good day. Bye bye.